She already introduced me, Shimite Bello. The first keynote speaker, I totally enjoyed all she had to say. I could feel her energy, and everyone who has contributed, even the questions asked, were amazing. So, Toluwani, I didn't want to say this to you privately. I wanted to say it to you publicly. Why did you give me a topic with a focus on Ireland when you know I live in Nigeria and I work in Delta State?
Did I give you a focus on Ireland?
Yes, my topic is Africa Europe rethinking strategies and maximizing opportunities from a transnational trade perspective, focus on Ireland.
Yes, because
But guess what?
And Nigeria. And I know you
Guess
know how to do
what?
your research. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, well, don't worry. I'll definitely put the Nigeria in because that's what I know. But you forced me to take a flight to Abuja with a colleague, and we had to engage with the ambassador for Ireland because I was not trying to come in here looking all silly.
Mr. Ryan, yes.
And they sent someone who actually knows you, a lady, for engagement, and the governor is going to meet with her tomorrow. So there is an opening of a discussion between Delta states and Ireland, and I'm sure it will ripple off to other African countries just because you gave me this topic. So at least one step was taken. So I'll just leave that there for all of us. So I'm going to my first slide. I'm going to take this more from a storytelling perspective because I've listened and I want us to follow and understand more than and appreciate more than anything else. If I leave you with a bit of understanding, I'll be really, really happy. So looking at my topic of the African-Europe relationship, I started from the fact that right now we're engaging at continental level between EU and AU. AU has become a lot more active, especially with the free trade. The first keynote speaker talked about the AfCFTA. There's been some very good interactions, and we have good sub-Saharan interactions right now. I took us back to the past because it's always good to know where you're coming from in order to know how far you've come and where you need to be going to. So the first interaction between Africa and Europe, as we know, had a lot to do with Europe getting a lot from Africa using their political and military dominance during the colonial era. And they were able to exploit a lot of things to the maximum in terms of getting our labor, getting our goods and services. But the fantastic thing is over 60% of the resource in the world is still domiciled in Africa, in spite of all that was taken. So there's still a lot more we can work on. And today, there's a shift in the way we're doing business between Africa and Europe, which we can take advantage of. I also said in the past, when you look at the globe, and for people who still look at those maps, the way Europe is designed, it looks like it's bigger than Africa, but Africa is actually 3 times bigger than Europe in size, with 3 times more natural and human capital resources. In some of these instances, it goes up to 40 times more. But what it is that it's an infant stage. So it looks like a disadvantage. If we leave it there, it's a disadvantage. But every disadvantage is an advantage and an opportunity. So as I speak, I would like us to tap into the opportunity because that's the only way to go. So we're looking at the Ireland perspective. I use the Global Ireland 2025 program as my benchmark because that's what they're still using at the Irish Embassy. And it begs to answer some of what was asked as to what is going on between the diplomatic community and how does this help Africans, how does this help the Irish? I'm going straight to Ireland because that's my topic. So I've dialed back from Europe and Africa, and I'm bringing my case study to Nigeria and Ireland. So let me use that as a case study, and then we'll take it on from there. So how difficult was it to see the Irish ambassador as a Nigerian? Not difficult. How receptive was he? Very receptive. How well does he recognize our diaspora and population in Ireland. He does. Now, what was really interesting is that he brought to our knowledge was how vibrant the Irish diplomatic, their diasporan community is. And he reminded us that apart from Donald Trump, for a long time, almost all the American presidents were Irish. And that in 1980, Nigeria was more prosperous than Ireland. So it means that if we put all hands together, within the next 30 years or more, or less, depending on how much we're willing to work, it can even be done in 10 years, we can become really prosperous as Africans. And they were able to do it through their diasporan community. So the diasporan community is really big. How much are you bringing into Nigeria? Quite a lot. I'm talking cash, but you're also bringing knowledge. You're bringing skill sets. You're bringing ability to understand other cultures and tastes. Like what some of the people at the lady who talked about not having a mentor, some of what she went through, you can't buy it in the market. So she's a natural resource person because she has walked the mile, she has cried the tears, she has lost the money, she has lost the confidence, she built it back, and she's here and she's ready to go. So you have all these pockets of people that are so important to growth. So what I'm trying to say in terms of building it is we are definitely going to look into a strategy for diplomatic and diasporan engagement. Now, what kind of business should we be looking at? We're now coming to Delta State, which is, even though I'm talking for Nigeria, it's better since I'm in charge of trade and export. So I'm going to come to what will somebody in the diaspora be looking at investing in Delta. So in another month to within maybe 6 months, maximum 1 year, they will open up bidding and sales for oil wells. It's quite expensive, but the kind of money that came in from Ireland, I didn't put all these numbers here because I want us to focus on the story, because anybody can Google it, it's just out there. The kind of money that came from the diaspora community from Ireland is enough to buy 4 oil wells. It comes to what Toluwani and the other speaker talked about, unity. And these oil wells can be sold to anyone. Kenya and South Africa, oil is everybody's friend. It's a woman's friend too. So maybe 100 people can come together with a little bit of means and take 1% of a business and purchase an oil well. When you have an oil well, there's absolutely no business you cannot invest in, and you don't have enough for philanthropy. The people investing in our oil are still largely men, European, Saudis who already have oil but understand the need for it. So what we're trying to say is it's not out of reach. So as I call the business that you thought you couldn't be in, but I'm telling you how you can be in it. And this is actually my job on the seat, and you may be interested. Through Toluwani, you can reach out to me. You can come over. The bidding process will start. Is in federal government hands, and the oil wells are in the Niger Delta State. We'll be here for those who will be buying oil wells from Delta State. This is one business now you can do from anywhere in the world. The second thing you can do, you have to Google when I speak. There is the urea plant. The diasporans can look into that. It's also an oil derivative. It is really, really vibrant. It is really, really good. It's also something you can get an engagement in or invest in with the state government, and then get whatever it is you need to, or bring your person here to manage that. That is available. Entertainment. I had the Afro pessimism, true. But for Nigeria, we kind of love ourselves. We kind of love what we have. We're proud of our music. If you go to a core Nigerian party of the billionaire Nigerian, they are still listening to Davido. They are listening to, we're into ourselves and what we can do. So for us, we like our pounded yam. Eating something foreign is not a status in Nigeria. Eating what you feel like eating, it could be foreign, it could be Nigerian, is fine. We wear our own clothes as well. We like our designs. We make our own fascinators. We do all kinds of things. We watch some of our own soaps and the rest of it. We do, I think some of you need to come to Nigerian spas. Some of our spas are like the best, and we create this body cream. So if we have diasporans who make massage oils or scrubs or the rest, we can connect you to spas here, because we've encouraged them to use Nigerians or diasporan or African under the AFCDFA. Instead of using, sorry for anybody who is not African, instead of using something from maybe France, made by a French person, we can use something from France, made by even someone from Ghana, just to encourage that level of trade. So these are some of the real things we can do right now to engage. So you don't have, you can send your own products here, not just taking our own. Before my time came up, I was enjoying plantain chips. It's made in Nigeria. It's called pekere. You can eat the ripe plantain chips or the not ripe plantain chips, which is good for diabetes. I like fat a bit, so I ate the ripe one because it's really sweet. So we do eat our food. I keep moving on to the next one. Each thing I'm calling is a money spinner, trust me. So I was looking at the 3 basic international strategies, which is the multi-domestic strategy, the global strategy, and the transnational strategy. I have been directed by my topic to the transnational strategy. Any of them can be used. But if there's anybody here who may not understand these terms, I'm just going to brush on them just so we're following each other. The multi-domestic strategy is, I'm just going to get it verbatim, it's an international business structure where a company's global business activities are coordinated via cooperation. Cooperation only happens in unity. So if you cannot be working in sync peaceably and have some level of business trust, we're not asking you to fall in love with anybody, just work with the structure you've put together. You will be able to run a multi-domestic strategy. And then it has like subsidiaries. So let's take, for example, you have a business where you are selling, is a Nigerian term, like a bean cake, akara, in Ireland, and you've come up with some nice mix of an Irish drink with palm wine, which is a Nigerian drink we like here. You found this perfect mix. You can bring it here also, because the palm wine is coming from this neck of the woods that way. So it doesn't matter which way it's going. The important thing is that we want trade to happen until it's a bit fluid. There are so many business ideas out there, and I'm just throwing different things. So I'm trying to open your mind, because each person was born with something special, and we want you to give us what you have before you rest in peace. So the global strategy is a transnational strategy. It focuses on localizing offerings for each market, allowing you to create a superior customer experience, increase engagement, boost satisfaction, and create lasting customer relationship. I love spas. Spas are a great way to relax. Now you can create the perfect Irish spa in, say, Nigeria, but use local products, because we have some of the best products like the shea butter, Menshanu from the north, Mekade from the north. We have premium honey from Cross River that comes from the honey, the queen bees. This, I'm sure if they sold this honey in Europe, it will be going for a premium. And some of them that grow around the citrus, the oranges, the honey now tastes just like oranges, really, really nice. All this you use to rub on your face and so many nice things. So we can use our own things and then create the perfect blend between an Ireland and a Nigerian, and anybody both ways can understand that you have A++ spa experience, and you could still use brand names like what we have here. It was very amazing to know that some of the products, like 7-Up, came from Ireland. I knew of Guinness, and Nigeria has their own type of Guinness, it's a bit stronger than the European ones. So there are many other things like that. And I think products like Guinness, they had some other products. Nigerians have even turned into a generic name. It's like how we call Close-Up toothpaste. You want to buy toothpaste? Yeah, I want to buy Close-Up. That's how we have some of these products from Ireland that if Toluwani didn't give me this topic, I would never have known that these products came from Ireland. And we can always replicate some of this because everything in the world is a global village and everyone is going to learn. So in this area, you have the franchising. Right now in Nigeria, there's a lot of franchising from the US and from Europe. And South Africa is like the franchise haven, from KFC to Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut. Nigeria has a lot of it too here. So these are still business arrangements that can be done via the diaspora and community in terms of engagement. What you need is a good person on this other side or a structure you can trust that can pay you back should there be loss. And that's what we're discussing with my governor. How do you pay people back? We need a pocket of money so people can have some liberty to sign agreements, knowing that the government can refund should there be any errors, because these things happen. That's why even the Europeans have PayPal, right? In case there's any transaction issue, PayPal can fix. So I identified some things like Amazon and the rest. All this, I was shocked to know that they had Irish roots. So there is no way Ireland is not a top player, and I don't know how they weren't even at the top of their game before now. So in getting, I'm now going to stop on my slide, and then I'm going to engage with you in terms of Irish and Nigeria, Delta relationship. So what do we do in Delta? How do we stop people from having your Afro pessimism? Before my office can work with you, you are going to have to supply local stores in Delta State and then other states in Nigeria. So be it, we have our everyday supermarket. We also, so let me call brands you probably know from South Africa, like ShopRite, and Game and the rest. So we want you to, first of all, have 1 year compulsory experience with the local vendors. Now, why is this important? We are importing as well. So if you make biscuits, and some biscuits Africans make are really nice, put it next to the ones in the store and let everybody taste this and see. I don't see which country outside of Africa, even outside of Nigeria, wants to make peanuts better than Nigerian peanuts. Let me speak for my country. I'm sure the African countries have it, but I love Nigerian peanuts. Anyhow it comes, boiled, toasted, roasted, sweetened, honeyed, however. So all you need to do is bottle it and name it. And some of you actually have people on this neck of the woods from your schools. It doesn't even have to be your village people in case you think they're chasing you about. But I mean, there are people you can engage with that you can run things, or people who were in Ireland before and then they relocated back to Nigeria for whatever reasons. You can do little things. It doesn't have to be a big, I don't believe in big business. I believe in fun business, because fun business can last through the tough times, because tough times will come. So you do something that you know is with, like I will do something to do with skin and all of that because I like it. You like food, find something within that space because you have to enjoy your business. A lot of people want all this getting bigger backsides for flat African women on the back. They have all these, I don't know if it works, but they have all these products that they say can make your backside bigger, your waist smaller. Just if you are vain, go into that business because you are your business. And then people know how you look like, and if the product really works, they'll see it on you. And then you be your own person. And that way you can grow the business, because if an African in Nigeria is upset that she has no boobs, no ass, I can assure you there's an African in Ireland who is upset she has no boobs, no ass. So just find that little thing right in front of you, and then we now start to have the engagement. Then each financial institution in Nigeria is focused. So if we're going to work, let's assume you want to do this business and you want to work, you can work with the Nexim Bank. That's our Nigerian Import-Export Bank. But they would only fund you for an international purchase order. They will not buy you any equipment, nothing like that, because that's not what they are made to do. That's for Bank of Industry. Now, Bank of Industry will not fund an IPO. Neither will they fund getting like corn to go and farm maize on the farm, because that's for Bank of Agric or other deposit money banks like First Bank. So you have to understand what the different banks do, which is what our government does. It helps you understand the focus and the philosophy of the financial institution, because most banks are not going to tell you this is not what we do. They expect you to read. They're just going to say, thank you, we'll get back to you. And they will not get back to you. And they will trash your proposal because you didn't bother to even find out what they do. But government, which is what we do, can help with that. We do other things like helping you with export licenses. You can do it online. And the Nigerian Export Promotion Council will issue you an export license, and we can walk you through, like for Deltans, if there's a Deltan I'm talking to, you can chat with me after through Toluwani, and I can walk you through how to like register. And then the former governor before this one already paid for patent, goodwill, and so many other things that an entrepreneur will need if you are producing maybe like cornflakes or whatever. I don't know what you want to produce, but the patents, the goodwill, the trademark, they already paid for that. Good for no matter how many entrepreneurs come through for the next 5 years. So there's some of these things that have been done. We help with packaging, teaching you the best package for our weather, because it's quite hot here. So it's not the same packaging like always, because it may not last. So we do all of that. We help you with NAFDAC, which is our food and drug, because we do want you to succeed. If you're really, really poor, which is not what we're trying to do on this neck of the woods, for those, especially because this is an oil-producing state, we help you to register your company. We pay for that. We help you to open your first bank account, put a little in it. And then we help also with confidence building, especially for women. We get you to understand your feminine energy so you can speak confidently, whether you speak very good English or not. My office encourages you whether you're educated or not educated, because no matter your level of education, which we encourage, you still need to eat. So we're going to do whatever we need to do in that bid. So we are starting to take very seriously the diasporan community. When we engage with you, we'll find out what it is that is your fear, what it is your need, your interest, and then we can take it on from there. Because at the end of this discussion, which I'm on my last page, where I actually tell you thank you, I need you to have real life questions. I need to touch the soul of you, where you say, you know what? There's something I've picked that I think I can use, and I think I can get help from here. And I'm not the only one offering help. I can still direct you to other places for help if the help I have doesn't resonate with you. On this note, I say thank you and God bless. Any questions?
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Very practical stuff. And it's just amazing how much we have as diasporans that we're not tapping into when it comes to transnational trade. And I am very much interested in transnational trade, because I think that what we have in Ireland is quite small.
Mm.
The market is small. We are actually playing child's games when it comes to business. When we just sit down in Ireland and we're thinking only of Irish business. We are Irish, we are Nigerian or African Irish anyway. So that opens us up the door for us to do business both ways, Africa and Europe and Ireland and everywhere, right? So I think that we have those opportunities. Thank you so much. I'd like you to unmute whoever has a question. I'm just taking 5 minutes because we have one more panel to go. Please kindly unmute and just let's hear your question. Fina has a question. Fina, do you want to unmute and tell Shimite, what you want to say? If you're still here, Fina.
Hi. Yeah, so basically my question was how can we reach local artisan or say manufacturing I guess like manufacturers, because I know a lot of people who want to find manufacturers in Africa, in Nigeria, because most of them are Nigerian, and that seems to be an issue, that they can't really find people that are trustworthy or reliable, and it's kind of a thing where they have to be on ground. But you have places like, say, China and most places in Asia that are on like Alibaba, and you can literally do everything remotely. So basically, how can we do that if we're not on ground?
Okay, so we have an organization called Manufacturers Organization of Nigeria. They control all of that. I will talk to them and say maybe they need to put themselves on more search engines, because they have an executive who can let you know which manufacturers are still producing, which ones are not still producing, what their frequency of supply is, what their output is, and all these questions you're looking for. So maybe they need to upgrade and just throw themselves on every search engine. But remember the name, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. Then you could also Google NACIMA, that's the National Chamber of Commerce. MAN is under them, so they can also get you that. When you're talking to the leadership, they'll be able to reach out to you. Okay, I want to give everybody. So this is work live.
Okay, so yes. we have something from Lerato that I was just reading that similar to Alibaba, South Africa has Take a Lot and they have Macro. And please, if you are interested, please check those websites out. And I'm sure it will be really enlightening to do so. Thank you. Over to you, Shimite.
Okay, so yeah, so I was saying that we have Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. I think you can find them online, but I'll get them to be on more search engines. And you have the NACIMA, the Nigerian National Chamber of Commerce, and you have Toluwani, who has me, who is connected to everybody in trade and export in all 36 states. And so this manufacturer, state by state, is registered with people, so we can get that information. I get paid a salary to do exactly what you're asking. So you won't be bothering if I give you that information as well. But I'm from the public sector, but from the private sector, these are the people that domicile these factories. Then for investment opportunities, we also have factories that are moribund, or are maybe like factories from people. A lot of Nigerians are in the diaspora. So you have parents who build businesses, factories, and the kids don't live here, and they are putting it up for sale. So this is available. You can reuse or use as it used to be. We have this information. People on my desk across the country have that information. In Delta, we have about 51 of them available for investors and investments, ranging from textile factories to glass factories, just so you know. And we can find local partners and merge you and do a business wedding and marriage for you.
Thank you so much. Well, Michael Onalimi, who's one of our entrepreneurs here, really doing fantastic work. He has a question. Michael, over to you.
Hi, can you hear me?
You can indeed.
Perfectly.
Oh, hi, how are you, Shimite? Nice
I'm fine.
That was great to hear you. The question I have, I'm from Flavor Safari, which is Ireland's first African inspired sauce range, local Irish ingredient infusion with African spices. Now, in terms of intellectual property, how will my products or business be protected in Delta and in Nigeria?
Okay, first of all, two people protect you or two people cover you. First of all is NAFDAC, because someone's going to consume it. So you get your own NAFDAC number. And NAFDAC will not register two companies with the same names doing the same things. So you still have to register locally here, the same company. Then secondly, you go to Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment. They have a legal department. They will take a copy of your logo. You will give them the information on your patent and all of that. They will prove that nobody else has what you have, and then you have that in there. If you want to take it a step further, amongst the people who will sell for you locally, you can engage one of them as a minor partner to keep an eye in case somebody wants to do any infringement on your product rights or your personal rights. And then once you are the one with the patent, the goodwill, and the logo from the Trade and Investments Legal Department, it won't take long for you to win your case. Most people don't go there. They just don't bother. It's just a building they pass.
Thank you.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Excellent. Thank you so much. This has been inspiring, enlightening, fantastic. It's just been really great. And I'm not just saying that. I'm speaking the mind of everyone. And we really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your patience. Just being in the room was very encouraging for me. And just hearing you speak has just been fabulous. Thank you so much. We will definitely be in touch.
Thank you for having me.
No,
yes.
Definitely, because you are very much a part of Her Journey to Africa. Thank you so much.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks very much.